Good morning, guys. I just wanted to hop on here and make a quick video. If you see me looking back and forth, it might be kind of something funny. I'm live on my Instagram and my Facebook. Excuse me. I wanted to bring you guys a live video today so that you guys can kind of learn about me and my backstory and how I kind of got on my wellness journey. Anyway, so I kind of started on my wellness journey as a child. I had a grandmother that was diagnosed when she was 5 years old with juvenile diabetes, and she was really sick. This was probably back in the 1940s when she was diagnosed. So she was sick her entire life, and I can remember even from like the young age of 5, remember watching her use all of these needles and poking herself. So I can remember going home one day from my grandma's house and talking to my mom and asking her, why is grandma injecting herself with needles all the time? Hi, how are you guys doing this morning? Anyway, so my mom told me that she had diabetes, and I asked her, like, what is that? She's like, it has something to do with your body not producing enough insulin and it makes you really sick. And so that was kind of where the conversation left off. Well, over the next few years, I watched my grandmother and how sick she was getting. I noticed that she was having a natural progression with her disease. And so with that, I watched her go, her diet was probably the biggest thing. I can always remember wondering why she was a diabetic, drinking soda all the time, and she was oversalting her food, and just seeing how after she would eat or drink something, it would make her really sick. So over the course of like the next 15 years of my life, I did a lot of studying and asked a lot of questions. I was just naturally curious about health and why the body worked the way that it was. I was probably around 8, and she died on a dialysis machine because she did not take care of herself. And back in the 1990s, they didn't have a lot of information about diabetes and how, corrective that you guys can make things through diet. You can actually make it better for yourself. And then in high school, I had the fortunate opportunity of being able to take a sports medicine class, which I loved. I loved going to the games and working and doing all of that stuff, working with the sports people and taking looks at injuries and wrapping stuff, all that kind of thing. After high school, I went to college and ended up dropping out. It wasn't fascinating to me, so I tried to find something to do for the rest of my life. So I decided to take a crack at massage, and I started working and have developed a very lucrative business doing massage over the last, better part of a decade, longer than that actually. And so I started learning a lot of different wellness things over that. During the early years of my practice, I got pregnant with my daughter, and I had the misfortune of having 8 kidney stones in a year and a half. That is absolutely, utterly painful, guys. I went through natural childbirth with my daughter, and I will tell you that kidney stones are by far way worse than natural childbirth. And I'm talking no drugs, no epidural, nothing for the pain while I was going through natural childbirth. But I'm like, give me the drugs when I'm having a kidney stone, because it's an absolute nightmare having to go through all of this stuff. It's definitely not a fun situation. I don't recommend it to anybody. Anyway, so this led me down a path of kind of where I started getting into like the naturopathic, all natural stuff with my life. So with kidney stones, there's a lot of different things that can cause it. I was 21, almost 22 years old, starting to get these kidney stones. And that's not something that you typically hear in people. That's something that we as a society think that older people get. So I found myself in kind of a rare position where I needed to figure out what was going on. I don't like taking medication, period. So I wanted to try to find a natural route. Thankfully enough, I was able to get a urologist that offered me, well, do you want to take the blue pill or the red pill? So he gave me the option of doing some further extensive testing or taking medication for the rest of my life. So I opted to go the natural route and do some more testing. And so through the testing, I found out that I was developing a very large magnesium deficiency and I was dehydrated. So come to find out after further research, when your body develops too much calcium, your body cannot absorb it without magnesium. So with having this magnesium deficiency, my body was not assimilating and absorbing my calcium, therefore creating these stones. So I went to a holistic wellness store here in Boise and got on this amazing magnesium supplement that I've been taking for the last 10 years, and I haven't had any kidney stones since. So this was kind of a pivotal moment for me in my life where it was a driving force for me to make some serious changes in my life. And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, well, if I'm having kidney stones and it's from a magnesium deficiency, what other vitamin deficiencies create and wreak havoc on the body? So since then, it's kind of taken me down this path of learning alternative medicine and helping people and helping my clients to not only feel better on the outside, but feel better on the inside, and creating a pathway of wellness for them and teaching them how to appropriately take care of themselves. Getting more into my backstory, today is actually the 3-year anniversary of when I was diagnosed with cancer. I kind of woke up this morning feeling a little kind of wrecked this morning, kind of thinking about that, because it's still sometimes devastating to look back on and think of what could have transpired had I not gotten rid of it. For those of you who don't know my story, I'll just give it to you really quick. So back in 2015, I was diagnosed with cancer. I had a tumor growing on my ovary, and I was talking to my doctors. They wanted me to go the typical route of doing chemo and doing radiation or doing surgery. Well, at the time, and I am still self-employed as an entrepreneur, I didn't have insurance, and I was not going to have the money to be able to afford to do any of these things. So I opted to go and was completely crazy and insane making this decision to go the all-natural route to get rid of my cancer. And that's exactly what I did, guys. I changed my diet. I took several different supplements, and I was able to get rid of it. So now I'm taking my story to social media and I guess to the rest of the world to share my information and share the things that I'm learning, because I want to give a pathway to other people that have not been educated in this realm, to where they can help themselves and make their lives better through changing their diet, doing the mindset work at whatever capacity that wellness looks like for you. There's a lot of ways that you can naturally treat diseases and get rid of them. I've seen it before my eyes. I've known people that have gotten rid of Crohn's. I've known people that have overcome their MS. I've known people that have overcome their diabetes. So that's what I am going to bring to you guys. I have a lot of information underneath my belt. And also with my cancer story, if you guys want to know in full detail, I will post a link. I actually wrote a short book about it. It talks about how I dealt with getting diagnosed, all of the changes that I made. It also talks about how I got better each and every time I went to my doctor, and they were absolutely astounded. I mean, this was like their miracle, in which they thought that something like this would never happen because it's not something that people go and do, especially in America. I mean, they have lots of natural treatments in other countries, so a lot of the times it's really not something that's completely unheard of. Here in America, it is, unfortunately. But I am ready to move forward. I'm ready to help you guys make some changes in your lives. So I will sign off here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to send me some DMs. If you want more information about how I got through my journey, I will post a link in the comments and I will share all of that with you guys. Anyways, I'm going to sign off here this morning and have a great day. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later.